Hi, welcome to Think Human. I'm Chris, and in this video I want to talk about bad type of atheism. This is something that we've seen over some last years, over the last 5 years, maybe over the last 10 years, and it's this militant kind of atheism, and this is something that profoundly disturbs me whenever I see it, which is just disregarding people's beliefs because fuck you, logic, your whatever you believe in is simply not true because you should know better. And this attitude kind of makes me sick. Me personally, I'm not a religious person. I used to be, then I wasn't, then I used to be, now I'm not. It's a long story, and of course there's a distinction between being religious and being spiritual. I think they are not necessarily connected, and you can be a really spiritually fulfilled person without having to believe in any religious kind of system. But that being said, I gave up a long time ago wanting to make these arguments and battling against people when it's something that it's so deep in people. It's this fundamental kind of last kind of thing that people have. It's this faith in something bigger than themselves. And like in a way I understand it, and that's a beautiful idea. And for many people that makes them better people in life, being more kinder to others, doing better things. And it's kind of one thing easy idiotic if you only do good things because you believe that you're being judged by God. But in majority of cases that's not really the thing. It's kind of a side effect of being religious, and I can appreciate that. And there's a lot of beauty in religion, either churches, which are beautiful things, not mega churches, that's a different kind of ugly topic, but religious buildings and temples and all of that, that's incredibly fascinating, and it's a rich culture. Now, there's a lot of dumb, I don't want to say dumb, but kind of ignorant religious people who, force their faith upon people and say that evolution is not real and things like that. And that's silly. Of course it is. And, I do not even want to speak to people like that. But people who are genuinely good people and who just want to live their life, go through life, suffering as little bit as they can, just to manage this human experience. And if believing in God helps them, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as they don't go to other people, burning books or like things like that, that is absolutely fine. So this is the reason why I'm quite disgusted by this attitude of, people like, I don't want to name names, but I guess I'm naming names, people like Richard Dawkins, which is a incredibly smart man. Totally respect the guy, and what he says is true, but the way he's delivering it is kind of really insensitive. Like, you can't convince people by telling them you're stupid, you should think what I'm thinking. You have no proof for your religion, all of these kind of things. That's just an ugly way to approach it. And I get it, the guy is getting older and he's kind of fed up, like his whole entire life having to deal with some stupid assholes, arguing with him about basic things in biology. There's no question that Dawkins is right about these kind of things. He studied it his entire life, he knows. I hope you know as well, like evolution and biology, how these things work. The Earth is more than 4,000 years old. It's near 4 billion years old. We know this, we know. But also on a more sort of open note, like that does not rule out, religion. You could have still some space for some kind of deity. I also used to be more sort of close-minded about it, when I was younger and just learning scientific concepts and critical thinking and things like, just stupid. I don't find any, compelling case for any religious system, but I do understand the concept of some kind of something existing that is bigger than any human being, which might be the case. I mean, it's a crazy universe out there, many different ideas how that could exist. So I don't know, I think it just makes life more stressful and bad and negative when we just attack religious people simply because they have some part of their lives and some beliefs that help them live better. If they hurt no one, nothing at all wrong with that. So that's the kind of attitude I hate to see, is people attacking these people. What, are you stupid? You still believe in these children fairy tales about, whatever it might be. And, many people say logical arguments, and I agree with those people as well, but it's just kind of, disrespect, and that's no way to try to convince anyone. That's just Yeah, that's foolish and insensitive. I would never call myself atheist. I do not do that. One of the reasons being because it has such a bad name. Oh, then you're fighting against religion. Like, I'm not doing that at all. And in my mind as well, I'm very open-minded that there are so many things we as human beings yet do not know about the reality that we live in. So, I'm not saying there is anything, but we just don't know. And it's not for me to say that I know 100% that you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. If there's some guy in the clouds, looking down on people, no, I don't think so. But having breathing space for possibilities in the world that we live in. And if you don't have any beliefs and any faiths about anything at all, then, life sort of gets quite pointless in a way. It's very perfectly possible to live a good life and a fulfilling life without believing in any sort of higher power and such, and that's not exactly what I'm talking about, but we all have some things that we believe in at least. So I guess that's kind of my point. I wouldn't label myself as any kind of theist or atheist or ism or a part of any such thing. Just be you. We don't need to label ourselves. We are what we are, and what we are is way more complex than some label of I'm agnostic or I'm Lutheran or Catholic or Muslim or whatever it might be. So just some of my thoughts. I hope you got some interesting ideas. If you have any thoughts, please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.